We can finally talk about the exciting news that came from Sunday's game against the New York Giants. Plan was to talk about this yesterday, but then Deontay Johnson threw a wrench in the whole system. But don't worry, we got a lot to talk about on today's show, including Saturday's matchup and what it means for the AFC North and why it is so exciting that Baltimore is going to get their shot at Pittsburgh. Before we get into anything, I need a favor from you guys, okay? Just check if you're subscribed, okay? You might think you are, but you might not be because I looked at the statistics. 75.8% of our views come from people who aren't subscribed. 24.2% come from our loyal subscribers. Shout out to every single one of you. So if you guys like the content, you come to this channel often, you might think you're subscribed and you're actually not. So do me a favor, check it. And if you're not, hit that sub button. Of course, everything in this video stems because you took care of business on Sunday against the New York Giants. 35-14 was the final score. We've already done a whole video recapping this entire game, but still, we talked about the implications of this weekend. What this weekend means for Baltimore and the hunt for the AFC North. And we talked a lot about the next couple weeks, what those will look like for the hunt for the AFC North. But we said in the end, everything is a moot point if you don't win Sunday, if you don't win the game you're supposed to win. Guess what this team did? They went out there, they dominated, they won the game they were supposed to win. And then we all sat on pins and needles because right after our game with the Giants came this game, Steelers, Eagles, and hallelujah. The Eagles, just weeks after disappointing us, they did exactly what they needed, what we needed them to do, and they dominated the Steelers, 27-13 to send the Steelers to 10-4, while the Ravens sit at 9-5. And really everything, guys, this entire weekend just went perfect to plan. It really, really did. I could not have pictured it to be any better. Everything that we said on the AFC playoff picture video on Friday, everything that we said needed, especially between these two teams, came to fruition on Sunday. And now what that allows Baltimore to do is to get Pittsburgh at home with a shot to beat them and tie the division. You cannot ask for anything more than your own fate to be in your hands. Well, guess what, Baltimore? Your own fate is in your hands now because you got them in your building, okay? And I know you haven't had much success against the Steelers in the past. We're going to go into all of that. But you got a shot at them now, okay? And it's to tie them in the AFC North. When just a few weeks ago you lost to Philly, you had a bye week, and the Pittsburgh Steelers won 2 straight. And you're thinking, okay, this thing might be done. Well, it's not. Fate's in your hands. Let's do something about it on Saturday. I want you to predict it for me in the comment section down below. What will the score of Saturday's game against the Steelers be? You're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. This will be the pinned comment on today's video, so when that ad break comes, take advantage of it, mute it, do whatever you want to it, but scroll down the comment section, find this pinned comment, and reply with your score prediction. A little bit of itch on the eye, but we move on. Okay, AFC North standings. Right now, sitting at number 1, Pittsburgh Steelers 10-4. Baltimore Ravens in that sweet number 2 spot at 9-5. Man, imagine how different this season would be if you didn't lose to the Browns and to the Raiders. I don't want to go into too much on that because that could be its own videos. But man, anyway, I move on. Number 3, Cincinnati Bengals sitting at 6-8, and the Cleveland Browns at 3-11. Those two, they don't have a shot to win the division. Literally, mathematically, 0% chance to win the AFC North. You know who does have a chance? The Steelers and the Ravens. And right now, Steelers have quite a bit of a better chance over the Ravens, okay? Steelers sit at 70.2%, Ravens at 29.8%. And you might be asking yourself, Joey, why is the Steelers so high? Like, why are they 41%? Why is there a 41% higher chance for them to win the division than the Ravens? Well, I tell you, faithful listener and question asker, it's because if they win on Saturday, this division's over. It's wraps. And if we win on Saturday, we're tied, but there's still some ball left to be played, okay? And so because of that also, I just feel like there's a little bit more pressure on Pittsburgh on Saturday and the fact that, okay, they can win this game, they can wrap up division, they can get a home field playoff spot on lock, but if they don't, things take a little bit of a turn. And additionally, for Pittsburgh. They got some bad news. I'll talk about this a little bit more in depth later in the week, but TJ Watt left Philadelphia's game with a low ankle sprain. Now, Mike Tomlin did say it was a little less serious than he expected it to be, but man, this is a guy that you want to be at full strength. This is a guy you want to be at full force, especially when playing your best rival, your most hated rival, on the road when he's been pretty dominant against him in his career, okay? Coming up in a little bit, I'm going to talk about how locked in this Baltimore Ravens team is for Saturday's game against Pittsburgh and how fired up that makes me feel. But before we get into any of that, I got to give a massive shout out to the sponsor of today's video. That is our good friends over at Prize Picks. It's the best place to go for daily fantasy sports. Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Instead of 200 times your cash, it's now 1,000 times your cash in the month of December. And Prize Picks, the best part is they now offer MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Join now because this holiday, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money for the football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds to turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. My Tennessee Volunteers play a playoff game, and if I got to talk Ravens for 12 minutes, I'm talking about Tennessee for like 30 seconds. I got the more on Nico Yamalieva, 18.5 rush yards against Ohio State, and also the more of 111.5 rush yards for Dylan Sampson. Gonna take down the Buckeyes in the shoe. Book it right here. And if you want to copy me, use Prize Picks to do so. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. I think the coolest thing that came out of Sunday was how apparent it was in the locker room after the game against New York that this team was locked in, ready, and already looking towards Saturday against Pittsburgh, right? They usually have a 24-hour rule, right? Go celebrate the win, enjoy the win for 24 hours, then come back on Monday and get ready for the next opponent. That didn't exist. They didn't even have a 24-minute rule on Sunday because it was right on to the Steelers. Roquan Smith said it better than I could say it myself. He said, it's going to be a hostile environment. We know what's on the line. It's the division title. You're willing to put everything on the line for that. I know myself personally, I'm ready to get out on my shield. Check your manhood. Do your job. You do that. We'll win the game. He's ready to get out on his shield. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds freaking sick. It's got me ready to get out on my shield, guys. Check your manhood. Win the game. So excited for it. It looks like they are too. And the best part about it is it's not just the players, right? It's the entire coaching staff. It's the entire organization. They feel the weight of the game. They know what's at stake, and it's got everybody's attention turned right towards it. John Harbaugh, he said this right after the game as well. We already talked about it. We'll begin working a game plan tonight, meaning Sunday night, tomorrow, and into the short week. We'll see the Steelers, and we're excited and looking forward to it. They should look forward to it because they've got a chance to right some wrongs over the past couple of years. The last 4 games, the Baltimore Ravens are 0-4 against Pittsburgh. In the last 9, they are 1-8. I'm going to say that again. 0-4 in the last 4, 1-8 in the last 9. Pittsburgh has had their number. Mike Tomlin has had their number. And everybody's looking for that to change in about the highest stakes in a long time for these two franchises colliding. Broderick Washington, he's a guy who's been there for a long time and hasn't beaten them a lot. He said, for me personally, as soon as we're off the train, meaning the actual literal train back to Baltimore, I'm on the Steelers. We need this one. It's a big one for us. Shoot, I've only beaten these guys 1 time since I've been here. I would like to change that. I've never seen Baltimore this locked in my entire life. I've never seen them with this kind of attitude towards a game, towards an opponent than they have against Pittsburgh. And it's got me feeling really confident about their chance to win this game. Because when you look at the remaining schedule that they have, they got the Texans and the Browns after Pittsburgh. So you win this game, In my opinion, you're at least going 1-1 on the final stretch. And then if you compare that to Pittsburgh's final 3 games, they have to play on the road against Baltimore, and then they get 2 home games throughout the season, but they're against the Chiefs on Christmas and then against the Bengals, who, say what you want about their record, we all know the kind of ball they play. They can beat anybody at any given moment due to that offense, okay? And so if you win this game, if you take down Pittsburgh, I like the chances to win this division. I truly do. I'm excited to see the shift and what the odds might be next week coming off the win on Saturday. Who wins the division? Okay, simple question. If you think Pittsburgh does, give me a PIT in the comment section down below, and then also bother to never come back. And if you think it's Baltimore, give me a BAL. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. This has been Ravens Rundown. I am your host, Joey Peterson. Appreciate you hanging out with me today. I'll see you later today for our live show. Make sure you're on it, hanging out with us. It will start 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so I will see you later.